Thank you for listening to the Nikki Clarke Show. The show is about transforming lives one story at a time. And I invite people from all walks of life to come and share their heart stories, stories of transformation and upliftment. It's about conversations that matter. And I'm so excited to invite a dear friend of mine. She is a mother, a mogul, a media personality, and a woman of faith. So I would love for you to meet Tracey-Acadia Thomas, who is the co-publisher of Soulful Image magazine. How are you doing tonight, Tracy?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy. You wear many hats, and I do appreciate the time that you've taken to share with us tonight. So let's get to know a little bit about you. Tell us about your background leading up to what you're doing today.
Well, I actually started off as a singer, so I'm a classically trained singer. I started singing in the church when I was very young. I believe that it was my heart for God that really led me for so many years. So as I was in the church and I was singing for the Lord and just basically, healing from a lot of things that had happened in my past, when I got together with my now husband at the time, we weren't married. We had a son together, and I was just serving him and helping him with his life's mission. So my husband Alistair started with a clothing line called Faril.
Right.
It was something that he used to kind of just express himself, his creativity, his artwork. So I kind of, helped him develop that. And while we were out doing a lot of events and networking, during the summertime, selling our gear, got to the point where I was kind of like, okay, I was in management mode. He was dealing with the production side. I was dealing with the sales. And he had all of these designs for the men's stuff, but there wasn't as much for the women. And so I was like, okay, let's get some more things out there. He was really busy, so I thought, okay, let me see what I can come up with. So I designed some things, and I presented it to him, and he was like, no, this can't work. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it looks good, right? But not to his standards, right? He said to me, God gave me this, so you will not be able to produce the same level of what God has given to me. That just that rocked everything for me. Yeah, because I was kind of like, what do you mean? Like, God gave this to you. Well, I can't, I can't, contribute to it. And so I started to think about it, really. And I was like, wow, what about me, Lord? Like, what are you going to give to me that I can pour in my gifts, my talents, my heart into? So I kind of made that declaration and that prayer, and I kind of left it there. As years went by, I got involved in different things in the church, just women's ministry and different things. And when I got pregnant with my last son, the Lord, basically I had to go off on bed rest. So I had to stop everything. Okay. And I had this book that I called My Life's Missions and my dreams and my heart's desires. And I kind of put everything in there. I'd written a book. I had all sorts of things. As soon as my son was born, I brought my laptop to the hospital and I created 3 websites.
Mm-hmm.
I created
Wow.
3 websites. One was for a book that I created called Count Your Blessings, speaking the word of God over your life and your finances. And I loved books, so I wanted my own bookstore that I called Faith-Filled Books. But I only had the one book, so I created a website for it. And then I was involved in a gospel group at the time called Prophetic Voices. So I created that website. And then women's ministry that I was leading called Soulful Woman. As I'm creating these websites, I heard the Spirit of the Lord say, start a magazine. And I thought,
wow.
What? A magazine? A magazine was never anything I had ever put on my list of things that I wanted to do with my life. So I'm hearing this and I'm like, what is this coming from? But it just kept like softly nudging me. Start a magazine. The more it came, I realized, wow, this is from God. God is telling me to start a magazine. So I went to my husband, Alistair, and I said, I don't know why, but God is telling me to do this. And Alistair, being a graphic designer and illustrator, like he was looking for that next level project that would kind of like push him and really put him where he really wanted to be in his life. So he turned to me and he said, you know what? Yes, let's do this. It's going to be the best looking magazine out there. And he just immediately committed. Yeah. So I was overwhelmed because I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him to say that he was going to go all in with me. I didn't see it coming. So I felt like this is God, because God never gives you something that he hasn't prepared. All the people, the resources, everything you need to fulfill that thing he's called you to do. When he gives you an assignment, he makes sure that everything is already there. He's not going to leave you alone guessing and wondering, and you know what I mean? So I was just like, wow, so thankful that I had someone who was all in with me and would help me. Because my graphic skills are nowhere compared to where his graphic skills are. And he's the creative director of Soulful Image Magazine. He does all the layouts. He does all the little ad-libs, the little extra stories. He does a comic. So he draws, illustrates, colors in a comic of our family. And that's exclusive to the magazine. Yeah. You know?
Katie's Kids, right? The name of the
Katie's
cartoon?
Kids. Yes. Yeah.
And
so that's
Katie?
pretty much.
Is that kind of...
Say that again, sorry?
Is Katie you? Is Katie you, or?
Yes. So because my name is Tracy-Acadia, so Acadia, Katie is short for Acadia. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much what led to how we got the magazine started.
And it's such I have to say it's such a profound and divine collection of moments, and I would say just discerning that got you from one step to the next. You know what I mean? Just really being sensitive to the Spirit and understanding what the next steps were as they were unfolded for you. So I'm really pleased to hear, that there are people like you who follow that voice, that quiet voice. There's so many of us, have that voice around us, but it's drowned out by all the distractions in our environment. So, I mean, to hear that you heard the voice and you followed it, you obeyed it, like even at a point where women wouldn't be thinking about business, having a child. That's kind of
Yeah.
very pretty much prominent on your mind, like healing and taking care of a newborn. But yeah,
Yeah.
amazing how you had that kind of understanding to start to get into that time sensitivity and go for it right then and there. It's really a powerful moment that you shared. So tell me
Mhm.
about your family, and I know you talked about your first, who I think turned 16 not too long ago, right?
Yes, yes, Khalil. So,
Kalal.
because Alistair is a comic book fanatic, he grew up with Superman and Batman and things like that. So Kal-El is actually Superman's Kryptonian name. So
Yes, I
he always
remember that.
knew. Yeah, he always knew that when he would have a son, that he wanted to name him Kal-El. And to be honest, at first I was kind of like, Kal-El. I don't
Huh?
know. That sounds a little different for me, right? But I was like, okay, as long as I can give him, a biblical second name, which is
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel, and then
Okay.
Nathaniel is my dad's middle name, so we named him
Oh.
Khalil Nathaniel. And then
Hmm.
he's actually that's his first name. Khalil Nathaniel is actually his first name. His middle name is Alistair, so he's named after his father, and then our last name. So
Excellent. Excellent.
yeah, so we had Khalil, and then 8 years later, I got pregnant with the little one, and
Mm.
the pregnancy was very different from the first one. So I thought for sure, okay, I think this one might be a girl, right? And everyone's telling me, oh, you're shaped like a girl. You look like you're going to have a girl. And I had people prophesying all kinds of things. And I was just like, wow. Um, I wanted a girl so bad that I was just like, I hope this is going to happen. We went for the ultrasound. Baby wouldn't show. So
Wow.
normally you're able to tell at that point, would not show. So we're like,
Wow.
okay, we prepared a girl's name. We had my baby shower, all girl stuff, and then I ended up giving birth to a boy. And I said to Alistair, "Oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? We have a girl's name prepared, which would have been Kara, Supergirl." But he's
Mm.
like, "Don't worry. There's a super boy, and his name is Connell." So he was named
Connell.
after
Okay.
super, yeah. So and then I gave him the biblical name Daniel, so it's Connell
Mm.
Daniel. Trey, which is after me, and then Thomas. So yeah.
Okay. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. I love to hear how baby names are chosen. But tell me, how do you make it work? The balance between motherhood and having a career like yours in media.
Yeah, it's had its challenges. And I
Mhm.
think because we've had the 8 year gap. Now, I mean, my oldest son, he's 16, so obviously he's old enough to help us with the little one. But
Right.
previous to that, it was difficult because we had opened up a storefront back in 2013, and but by the grace of God, the store that we had, we were able to live upstairs. So I would run upstairs, then downstairs, back and forth, to tend to the kids, and then we'd be in the shop selling and stuff. Close the shop down, go upstairs, make dinner, put them to bed, and then go into the basement and screen print all night. Like
Incredible.
yeah, like we've sacrificed so much. We've been through a lot of hard roads, you know. But at the end of the day, it's our goal was really just to be able to provide a better life for our children, um, to be able to, fulfill the dreams that God has put in our heart, and to just build on that, right? So
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Good. Yeah, great reflections on that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, your magazine it's just outstanding, and I have to say that I'm so honored to be a contributing writer. It's been a really amazing experience, and you make it easy to be a part of the team. You keep us nicely organized, and always there to kind of inspire the thought process when it comes to writing. And you just recently released your latest edition. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So our latest edition is actually our 4th special men's issue. So about 4 years ago, we actually had the opportunity to meet Devon Franklin. So Devon Franklin is a well-known producer, actor. He's done great things in the community. He's married to Megan Good, who is also an actress. And he was here in Mississauga. Yeah. He was here in Mississauga for a Seventh-day Adventist men's conference. So as soon as we found out he was coming, we made the effort to go and connect with him, not really knowing yet that we were going to start a men's issue, because predominantly I started off with a women's ministry, and after that experience, we saw the need for men to be uplifted and connected and encouraged and inspired. As we know as Christians, Satan loves to attack the men. He loves to attack the family by attacking the men, right? The men is the head of the family. So with that said, we just made it a real necessity to have that a part of the ministry, a part of the magazine, that men would be poured into, that we would tell their stories, give them the support that they needed with great articles of encouragement and motivation. So this year with COVID, typically we put out 4 issues a year, with the men's issue being 1. So we decided we're going to pull back a little bit. We'll do 2 issues, 1 regular and 1 men's issue. So I prayed about it, as I always do, and I said, Lord, who should we put on the cover for this particular issue? And at first, I always find out the theme, so I just search the Spirit to see what the theme should be. And he said, act like you cannot fail. And I was like, whoa, that's powerful. Act like you cannot fail. And I asked the Spirit, why act like you cannot fail? And the Spirit said, well, because of what's happening right now, a lot of people are succumbing to their fears and their doubts. And, they're pulling back from what God has told them to do. And he says, no, when you're walking with the Lord, you do not need to worry. You do not need to fear. We need to act like we cannot fail, because God is for us. He has already ordained, put into place everything that he has for us ahead of time. Like they always say, God has written our life backwards from the end result, which is success, to the beginning. So he already knows what we're going to go through. So that was very important for him to tell at this point of time, that ministering message. Act like you cannot fail. Put all your trust in God and know that everything will be okay. So I was like, wow, that's amazing. So who should we put? What person of influence can really resonate with that message? He told me Les Brown. And I'm like, Les Brown? Les is more known as a motivational speaker. He's
Right.
in the speaking realms, coaching and things like that. And I thought, I don't know if as much people know Les in the faith aspect. So when I had the chance to speak to Les, he tells me he has a speech on that exact title. I was like, wow. I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. But for me, that was huge. That was a huge confirmation to me that I'm hearing from the Lord, that what I'm hearing is in alignment, So I was just like, wow, that's the opportunity to speak with him and do an interview. The things that he shared with me about his life, about the legacy that he's putting for his children, and even his faith walk with God, and how God has brought him through 27 years of being diagnosed with 4th stage terminal cancer. 27 years. I was so blown away when I heard that. I have never heard of anybody who has lived that long with a terminal cancer at the last stage. I was like, wow. Can you imagine the type of relationship and faith you would have to be able to still be strong and do, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's just incredible.
It is. It's breathtaking, and we need more examples of that. There's so many people going through so much, and just to have that beacon of hope. You can do it. You can get through it. You just have to believe. We really need more testimonies like Les Brown and many others. So that's really. I'm just taken aback. It's really amazing to hear.
Yes.
So Tracy, you've got so much on the go. The magazine is one. You're a mom. You're a wife. But what can we anticipate for 2021 in terms of upcoming events, or maybe even some collaborations?
Well, for years we had been doing our signature events, 2 really powerful ones. It's called Inspirational Queens and Inspirational Kings. So these 2 of our signature events really allow us to get the community involved with the magazine. So people have the opportunity to nominate someone who's doing incredible things, might not be very well known, but feel that they should be recognized, right? Right. And so for me, the main thing with that was during my ministry with the women, I was hearing from a lot of the entrepreneurs and, people who were serving that they just didn't feel like they were getting the right recognition. They felt kind of alone. They felt a little bit separated. And they felt like some of the challenges that they were going through, they didn't really have the support that they needed. So, right. when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God, Lord, there's an opportunity here. Here's an opportunity where we can actually pour into people, minister to them, as we're recognizing them, loving on them, showing them that, all that you've done, God sees what you're doing. He recognizes your heart. We also have the ability to connect them with other people in the community so that they could take their projects or whatever they're doing to the next level, right? So it's more so just to really get them connected, supported, so that they no longer feel that they're alone. Because as you know, entrepreneurship, it's not an easy thing,
No, it's not.
It's not easy.
Definitely, like you said, it can be very isolating. You know, you can feel like
Yeah.
I'm alone in this island here, and it's really important to have networking opportunities like you establish, you know, in your events.
Hmm.
Met so many amazing people through, you know, your networking outlets. You need that, not only for
Yeah.
your mental health and your sanity, but also to make the ease of your productivity. You can't do everything by yourself, right, Tracy?
That's right. That's right. And like I said, it really gives us the opportunity to pour into them as well. So I always have pastors and ministers and, you know, people who can pray into them, you know, pray over them, pray for what they're doing, that God is with them, God will support them, that they will find all the resources that they need, and just help them to feel more strong and solidified in their faith. Because that's the
Yes.
whole purpose of my ministry. It's to teach people to live a lifestyle of faith,
Mm.
not just
Yeah.
pull on faith when we're low, or you know, we're having doubts or we're having fears. It's living a consistent lifestyle of gratitude, of prayer, of worship, of, you know, that intimate connection with God, telling God your deepest fears, your dreams, you know, just talking to him about everything and entrusting everything to him, and really surrendering your
Mm-hmm.
life and allowing God to do things in your life that needs to be done. You know, that is a huge part of the ministry that I do. People need to know that God loves them and supports them, and if they would just trust him with it all is well. All will be well. All is well.
Absolutely. All is well. Amen to
Yes.
that. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like you're on your path to becoming perhaps a pastor. Can I speak
You know,
prophetically?
I've been told that so many times. If you know what, if it's God's will, it's I surrender. If that's his will for me, I surrender. But the only thing I can
Absolutely.
do is just follow my heart, you know. I truly believe that everything that I am, that I've had to go through to become the woman I am today, you know,
Hmm.
he's instrumental in that. He's
Absolutely.
extremely instrumental in that. So um, I don't know if that's the right time yet, but you know, God doesn't qualify. You know, God doesn't call the qualified; He qualifies the called.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing we have to know and understand, because you know, a lot of times we get assignments and we think, I'm not good enough. Like, why me,
Yeah.
Lord?
Would that be
And
better for somebody
honestly,
else?
yeah, you know, it's like, and I felt that when I first heard the Spirit saying start a magazine. I'm like, I don't think I'm qualified to do this. Like, why me? But just seeing what He
Absolutely.
has done with it, even within me. Oh my God! Like, I can't even. I'm just so humbled, and I'm just so thankful, you know,
Yes.
that He would love me that much, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah.
You know, when you have those yes, Lord moments, it's really
Yes.
quite
Oh
quite
yeah.
an evolution of your humanity, you know, and truly submitting and just allowing, just being, be still, and let Him just grow you into the person He wants you to be. It's quite amazing. So I
Yeah.
completely understand what you're saying. So I wanted to just again congratulate you on all your success. I've been part of the journey for some time now, and I've witnessed so many great things evolve from, your talent and your family and your husband and all the amazing relationships that have, kind of spawned from what you've been putting out in the community, which is all great stuff. So I would love for the listeners to continue to find out more about you. How can they do that? Where can they reach you on social media?
So the best place to go is to my website, soulfulimagemag.com. So there you can see some of the articles. We always feature the current issue there, in which you have the chance to see a condensed free version. You can also go on Instagram at soulfulimagemag, or you can follow me on Instagram at Tracey-Acadia. Those are the main ones. I do have a Twitter account, don't really use it as much, and I'm on LinkedIn. But those are the best ways to connect with me.
Okay. And people want to buy or get a subscription to the magazine, they can do that, right?
Yes. So soulfulimagemag.com, you can go there and purchase one or several amounts of the current issue. If you want to subscribe, then you go to the web address subscribe.soulfulimagemag.com. And there
Excellent.
You would do 1 year or a 2-year subscription.
Okay. Are you looking for writers or any volunteers for your team?
Oh, always. So right now we are looking for stories for 2021. So any testimonials, if you've gone through something and you have a great story to show how you've overcome hardship or challenges through your faith, we want to tell those stories. We need to tell those stories. People need to hear and know that, our faith and God is faithful and He's always there for us. We want those type of stories. So we're always looking for writers and contributors. Just send an email to soulfulimagemag@gmail.com. And if you have a story idea you want to pitch, that's the place to connect with us. Yeah.
Wonderful. Tracey, I, again, want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing all your pearls of wisdom and everything that, you've accomplished and experienced in this journey, and there's so much more to accomplish. Thank you for this time. And if we don't connect sooner face-to-face with all the things happening around us in these unprecedented times, I just want to wish you and your family a really super, super holiday. Merry Christmas. And, all my love and best wishes to you.
You too. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You've got it. My pleasure. So you've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Show with our very special guest, Tracey-Acadia Thomas, the co-founder of Soulful Image Magazine. Please reach out to her on social media. Pick up a subscription to her magazine, just recently released. And also, if you have any great ideas to contribute to the magazine, reach out to her too. Love to hear from you. And Tracey, take good care. Stay strong and stay safe.
Thank you. You too. God bless you.
Okay. God bless.
All right.
Bye for now.
Bye.